From the National Weather Service in Raleigh, welcome. This is Jonathan Blaze from the National Weather Service here with our weekly weather briefing for Central North Carolina. We'll be talking about the weather for the next 7 days through next Sunday, November 21st. So moving ahead, the big news we've had really for the past couple of days is some very chilly mornings with low temperatures across much of Central North Carolina, falling into the lower 30s and even quite a few upper 20s. Accordingly, the growing season has largely ended across the majority of our area. We still have it highlighted as continuing in Cumberland and Sampson counties, which means those two counties will continue to receive frost and freeze warnings as appropriate through next weekend on the 20th of November, and we'll be talking more about that soon. But just about everybody in the blue areas highlighted on the map here have had temperatures at or below 32, and in many locations they've had that for multiple mornings. Let's talk about the weather pattern for the upcoming week. There'll be a few weather systems, but in general it's going to be very quiet with not a lot of sensible weather. We have a cold front that's pushing off the coast of the Carolinas as we speak this morning, and chilly high pressure is building into the area. And you'll notice some northwesterly winds that'll be gusty at times today, bringing in some colder and drier air into our region. That high pressure will be overhead tonight, resulting in another cold night tonight with lows in the lower 30s across much of the area, a few upper 20s, and even some lower 30s in Sampson and Cumberland County. And we have a frost advisory up for those locations. As that high pressure area shifts offshore on Tuesday and especially Wednesday, we'll get a southwesterly flow of milder and even warmer air develop across the area. So after a couple chilly mornings here yesterday and this morning, temperatures will moderate as we head into Tuesday and especially Wednesday and Thursday, with temperatures moving well above normal as we get into Thursday. A cold front will approach the region late in the work week, as highlighted here in the panel in the lower left. That front, while it looks quite impressive on this surface map, will tend to fade and weaken, and the amount of moisture available to it will decrease as it approaches our area. So only limited amounts and limited chances of rain are expected as that front approaches late Thursday and Thursday night. The front will move offshore on Friday, and cool high pressure will build in for Friday and Saturday before another front approaches late in the weekend, and you can see that here on this surface map in the lower right. So a couple fronts coming through, not a lot of moisture for them to work with, and the best energy with those systems will be up to the north in the Great Lakes and Northeast. So rain chances for our area are quite limited. Severe weather potential, we don't have any thunderstorms in the forecast for the next 3 days, so no concerns about that. The precipitation forecast for the next week, today and tomorrow and Wednesday, should be dry, just a few clouds, mainly the mid-high cloud variety, so nothing consequential. Again, our cold front will approach late Thursday into Friday, and as that moves east, a decent amount of rain in the Ohio and Tennessee valleys will weaken and decrease as it moves east of the mountains, and we just have very light precipitation forecast in our area, 1/10 of an inch or less, and probably for most of us we'll see little, if any, rain, as rain chances are generally on the order of 30 and 40% for Thursday night. Dry weather is expected for Friday into Saturday, and then as the next front approaches for the weekend, again, we have just this very light area of rain highlighted on this forecast map of precipitation amounts, 1/10 of an inch or less. And to be honest, for most of us, we probably, again, won't see much rainfall with that. So the highlights, generally dry weather and below normal precipitation is expected during this period. Excessive rainfall outlook, again, not going to be a concern for us here in Central North Carolina. I thought I'd highlight the drought real quick. This very nice graphic is from the North Carolina State Climate Office, and in general, much of central and especially eastern North Carolina is either highlighted in abnormally dry or moderate drought conditions. The light yellow is abnormally dry, and the brown tan color is moderate drought. And given the limited precipitation observed This update was actually from last Thursday, and given limited precipitation that's likely to fall through Thursday and limited amounts beyond that, it wouldn't surprise us to see these drought conditions expanded and increased in severity across our area. The good news is that most of the agricultural needs for water has ended with the end of the growing season for most crops in most areas. However, we need the winter and fall precipitation to kind of recharge our water systems, and we'll need those filled before we head into spring next year. So this is a growing concern, and likely something you'll be hearing more about in the coming weeks. Tropical weather outlook, thankfully nothing to talk about there. So we're heading toward the end of the hurricane season in the Atlantic Ocean, which officially expires at the end of November. The 8 to 14 day weather outlook as we head into the holiday period and beyond looks like below normal temperatures are expected to average out during that period at the end of November, with precipitation amounts near to maybe potentially above normal as we head into late in the month. So hopefully that will manifest itself as we head into the end of November. And again, the weather summary as we look out for the week ahead of us. Again, quiet weather with some up and down temperatures. It'll be quite chilly today with highs only in the 50s. And again, cold tonight with lows in the lower 30s across much of central North Carolina. A few spots will fall into the upper 20s. Temperatures moderate on Tuesday with 60s in much of the area, warming into the upper 60s to lower 70s on Wednesday. And many of us will see low and mid 70s on Thursday. So Thursday is the best day to maybe take a lunch break outside or take the afternoon off or what have you. Fair weather then. Our front approaches and moves across the area late Thursday night, so we do have a chance of showers. Hopefully, we'll get some much needed precipitation there, but that again is expected to be light. And then turning cooler again for Friday and Saturday, with highs again only in the lower and mid 40s. Only hazards again to discuss is the potential for frost and freeze conditions, and the only counties that we're going to officially be highlighting that in our forecast and advisories will be in Sampson and Cumberland counties, where we haven't officially ended the growing season. With that, I'll pause for any questions and wish everybody a good week and stay warm today.